Okay folks, so another hot day. It's supposed to be 33 today, at 32 at the moment, but I'm loving it. But so I have an issue right now. Told you before about I don't like restarting my computer because bad things tend to happen. Well, I had some updates and I left them as long as I possibly could, to the point where I no longer had a choice. It wanted to install them no matter what. So, okay. So I did that and the computer wouldn't come back on. It would start to and then shut off. I'd try again, it would start to and then shut off. At one point I even got that blue screen again, the one I got when the hard drive failed in my last one. Sorry, I'm sweating like crazy here and all itchy. And at one point, as when you're installing updates, it'll install and then it'll restart and finish installing. At one point I actually got that, it started up and the updates continued installing and then it shut down again and wouldn't continue. That actually happened twice. Second time the computer actually started up. That was after about 30 tries. Oh, thank God for crying out loud. So I started doing some research, and a lot of people will tell you you cannot turn off updates on Windows 11, but yes you can. There is a way to do it. And I actually got it from the Microsoft forum, of all places. So go into services, turn off automatic updates, set it to disable. That's only step one. That's what a lot of people suggest, but that doesn't work because it will come back on, even if it's disabled. So after you've done that, you go into its properties, and I think it's the advanced tab. There's drop down menus. One, I think it is if startup fails or something like that. You open up the menu and you click do nothing, because if you have it set to automatic or retry or something, it'll bring the update service back up into working mode. So you set that, done. And how do I know that works? Never really got a chance to find out, but the reason I know that works is because, like I said, it was on a Microsoft forum. Somebody from Microsoft posted part of the user agreement for Windows stating you agree not to bypass security and updates and all this. And the user that posted that got banned and the thread got locked. It's still there for everybody to read, but it's locked. Nobody else can comment on it. So I assumed that was going to work. I never got to find out, because 1:30 this morning, all of a sudden, poof, my computer shut off. No warning, no blue screen, nothing. I thought the power went off. And then I realized everything else is still on. Only my computer is off. I was like, what? So I tried and I tried and I tried to restart. It would not restart. Unplugged everything, including keyboard, mouse, everything but the monitor. Monitor is the only thing still plugged into it. Would not start up. But it's flashing a code. Because when I hit the power button, it turns white. So it's turning yellow or orange. It flashes twice and then once, and then repeats that pattern, kind of like the monster. It flashes a certain number of times to give a certain specific error code. So I got on my phone and Googled it, and apparently that's Dell's error for a power issue. So it's talking about battery and everything. It's like, well, it's not a laptop. It's a desktop. So I put desktop specific in. It's still the same error. It's still an error for power. But it's telling all these things to check. And one of them is the CMOS battery. If it is low on power, it can cause that error. Okay, why would the computer not tell me that rather than just poof, shut down with no warning, right? But the battery is a 2032. I normally have those batteries. I got a bunch of them. I have one that's the same size, but it's a 2025, I believe, which is basically the same battery, just a different voltage. So, okay, I'm lucky. I found all my batteries. I don't have any. I think I have some out here somewhere. Because I'm pretty sure I had them in these little drawer things. I had some out here. Well, not out here, but in the garage in Wingham. I don't know where they are at the moment. But I'm pretty sure I have some of them out here. Somewhere out here. I'm not about to look for those right now. So I can't check that. I just went for a tour. I got nothing to do. I got no computer till tomorrow. I got a new one on order. I haven't even finished paying for this one yet. I'll get to that. But I went out today, and I was going out to Home Hardware because I decided today is the day I'm going to make the screen door for my bedroom. I have everything I need, but I still haven't found my pull handle, so I now have that. I went to get that. I've got everything else. I know I have that handle somewhere, I can't find it, and I'm not even going to bother looking for it. It's too small to find in this big mess. So I bought one of those. I got up to the counter and I saw all the batteries, so I went looking. And they have the 2032s, 2-pack, $11. That's one thing I hate about Gory. If I was in Wingham, I could go down the block to the dollar store, grab a 4-pack of these for like $2. Not an option here. So $11 for 2, so I'll try that when I go in. Another option is to update the biosphere. I know it's BIOS. I have a hard time saying BIOS, so I call it biosphere. But I can't update that unless I restart my computer. And the problem is you have to do that. You have to access the biosphere while starting the computer. And I'm not going to know if the computer is starting until it actually starts up. And once it starts up, I'm not going to turn it off again to try to access that. So, that's an option. Third, make sure all the cables are tight and everything, yeah. Typical. Fourth, is to check the memory boards, the RAMs. So I have 2. It says, disconnect one, or take one out. Try to start the computer. If it doesn't start, put it back in, take the other one out. And depending on how many you have, I only have 2. Depending on how many you have, you repeat the process for each of them. Computer starts, that RAM board has a problem. Well, the computer I have is compact. It's one of those freaking mini things. I hate them. So I open it up and it's like, how do I even get to them? It's like, oh my god. So, nice thing, what I actually hate about Dell computers is actually a nice thing in this case because everything's modular. Everything's on clips. There's no screws. You don't have to unscrew anything. Pull the clip and pull everything out. The front panel comes off and everything just slides out the front. There's the RAM. So Ken changed them. Ken's got some spare RAM boards. He built his own computer and the RAM came with the motherboard that he had. So he just, switched them. That didn't make any difference. So I'll put the old ones back in and I hate using Amazon with my phone, but I don't have a choice. Ordered a new computer. It won't be here till tomorrow, so I'm going to have at least a whole day without a computer. And that adds yet another monthly payment to my budget. So, now I haven't looked because I don't want to look through my phone, but I want to see when I ordered this computer because we moved here at the beginning of September. And it was shortly after that my last computer, the hard drive failed in it. So it was probably October when I ordered this computer. So it's like almost 9 months old. It should not fail yet. So I'm going to see if I can return it, but I can't return it yet because I have to wait until I get my new computer so I can get all my important stuff off of my C drive. Actually, it says 2 hard drives. I only saw one in there. It's supposed to have HDD and an SDD. Same with the new. I'm getting basically the same computer. But I only saw the one main hard drive. It's an HDD. So if it's got two, it does have two, but if it's got two, then it's partitioned. So I got to get all my stuff off of that. I got a lot of backup files there on the second part, and the C drive itself has got a lot of stuff that I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to have to restart all that, because I just did that from losing the C drive on my last computer. So if we copy all that stuff off, I don't have to redo everything. And then we're good to go. So the reason I'm thinking the battery is because these are rebuilt computers. They're not brand new. I prefer brand new, but the price is like triple if you want brand new. So I'm thinking, if you rebuild a computer, the last thing you're going to do is change this battery, right? Because they last forever. So I'm going to try that. And if that doesn't solve the problem, then I've already got a new computer coming. If it does solve the problem, I'm not sure I want to trust it. Right? So I guess we'll have to see how that goes. Okay. And Martin just came out. I think he went to check on the doggies. So I was waiting to get interrupted. I think he heard me talking. I think he knows I'm making a video here. So my goal for today, being as I have nothing else to do, kind of gives me an incentive to be outside, because if I go in, I'm just going to sleep. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make my screen door, which is 81 inches height, 27 inches wide. Because I have a shelf outside my door, which is covering the one side of it, because the door opens in, it's on the outside, so it's not blocking anything. And I can't pull it, because as soon as I try to pull it, all the shelves start separating. I got stuff on there, I don't want everything to fall down. So I'm going to hinge the one side on the outside of the door frame, and I'm just going to put the latch on the shelf itself, the shelving unit. So keeps the cat in, that's all I'm worried about. So that's my goal for today, and I'm not going to record this. I'm not going to set my cameras up and everything, because I've still got video. I don't know when you're going to see this. I can't do anything until I get a computer that's working. But I've got video on my scooter cam. I've got like 2 or 3 days on there now, which I need to get off. I can't fill them up just yet, because I got no way of draining them. And I don't want to fill these cameras up too. Right, so I'm not going to record this. I'll just give you updates with this. This is a 128 gigabyte card in here, so it'll hold lots of recording, lots of video. So I'll just give you updates as I'm going, and kind of see how we go from there. So the advantage of that is I don't have to have everything all together all at once, all my tools. I can just get updates as I go. So I got my as they call this, where is it? Hardware cloth, which is a steel mesh. So I've got this, but I need to find my stapler and my staples, which means I'll probably have to dig for that. So the nice thing is I don't have to have that ahead of time, because I'm not recording fully. So I'll get that started. I'll just give updates as I go. I've gone through every, get the light out of the background. I've gone through every box. I cannot find my stapler or my staples, which means I won't be able to complete this job. But I decided that I need 81 inches from floor to top of the door. Now this 67. Won't be sight, it's a little bit longer. I still got all the screws hanging out. This is what I hung my blue screen from. Anyway, I won't be using the thing, so I can take all the screws out, or I might just leave them in there, I don't know. So what I'm going to do, I think sweat is running down me here, is rather than go whole height, I'm just going to go just the length of that one. So, its only purpose is to keep the cat in, which he's out right now because he's at the bottom of the steps where it's cooler, and I'm not going to force him to stay in a hot room right now, because that would not be humane. So, I'll let him. He's not peeing at the bottom of the steps, so I'm okay with that. He wants to get out to where it's cooler. He's just laying down there, so I will let him do that. Now, I did go upstairs and check, because I still got some outside stuff still in my bedroom up there, and I didn't see it where I thought it was. So I'm going to take another look, because where my tripod was in a different place than where I was looking. So I'm pretty sure I've seen the stapler since I've been here. I don't know. I think so. So I'm going to take another look. Meanwhile, Wingham's getting a call. Wingham Fire Department. It's all static in the garage or shed here, so I don't know what they're responding to. So I do have a call in my computer that's not working. I will lose that. It was either an alarm or a medical call, so it was nothing major anyways. But if we got a call overnight, I wouldn't have heard it. I have no idea. And anything right now, I'm not hearing. I just heard this go off, so, but like I say, I can't hear what they're saying anyway, so I don't know what I'm missing. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so apparently the last video just didn't get recorded. As I was sitting here, I don't even remember what I was talking about now. But I set the camera in front of the scanner because Gray Station just got a call for a 2-vehicle MBC. One's upside down in a ditch and the other one's got extensive damage. So there's a call I'm missing, right? Hold on a second. Now that's just Gray Station, but considering the call, I would have used that one. So there's one I'm missing. I don't have a clue if there were any calls last night. So I gotta go sit down again. And the reason I discovered this last video didn't record is because I got interrupted. And I just went to watch that video to see where I left off, and well, it didn't record. So went upstairs, found the box I was looking for. Stapler is not in the box. Staples are not in the box. And my square is not in the box. So I can't cut 45-degree angles on that. So I just cut them both the same length. I'll just go straight across. I don't care. It's only for me. It's just to keep the cat in the room. And I'm not worried about it. It does not have to be perfect in any way. It just has to be functional. So while I was up there, I did find a hub for the monster, and the splines are actually in really good shape. So I'm going to hold on to this. That's a keeper. I don't know where that came from. But I don't know where my stapler is. So one of these days I gotta go through all this crap, sort everything, put things where they're supposed to be. I have a feeling my staple gun is in my big monstrous toolbox over there. And there's stuff in the way. I can't pull that out right now. I'm pretty sure I've seen it since I've been here. But like, I've got stuff down here. I've got stuff upstairs. I've still got at least one box in the spare room up there. I gotta get everything together in one spot. So just before they got this call, I haven't heard Wingham, so it might have just been a quick call. It may have been a CO detector or a quick medical call or something. But I started watching my first video that I recorded because I remember that was supposed to be 81 inches tall, but I don't remember how wide it was supposed to be. So rather than, I sound like William there, rather than going back upstairs again to measure it and disturb the cat, because he's still laying at the bottom of the steps, and every time that door opens he freaks out because he doesn't know it's me. Rather than going back up again, I was just going to watch this first video and see what it was. I said, because I remember I did say the dimensions, but I just ran out of Gatorade. I put one in the freezer before I come down so it'd be nice and cold. I gotta go up and grab that anyways. And I will measure the door again, the width, how wide it needs to be, so I know how I'd cut that. Once I get the door frame done, then I'm okay with that for now, until I find my stapler. I even checked this box. I checked the basket. There's a lot of stuff that's missing. It tends to end up in that basket. I checked the big blue Rubbermaid bin over there. Not in there. The only place I really haven't looked is in that toolbox. I guess I gotta pull stuff away from it, and I'm sweating like crazy already. But I want to get this done, because when I go upstairs, unless that changing that little battery makes a difference, then I got nothing to do anyways, and I'm just gonna sleep. So I might as well get something done here. I kind of almost remembered using my staple gun before winter. I don't know what I used it for. So we got the modem. I've got my scanner antenna and cell phone antenna outside. Those have plastic loops around them screwed into the floor, so I didn't use the stapler for that. All the miniature cooling fans I have on my external hard drives, they're on an angle because it's got the 4 corners. You get a screw in each corner. I only got one corner, so it's on an angle, kind of like 45-degree off. So it's not like horizontal or vertical, it's like diamond shaped. They're screwed in. The wires, that might have been what I used the stapler for, because I got them mounted on a 2x2 across the edge of the dresser, and that 2x2 is screwed into the top of the dresser, and they're screwed. It's possible I used the stapler for that, for the wiring. I will have to check. But I gotta go upstairs anyways. I gotta grab that Gatorade out of the freezer, so I gotta disturb the cat, so I'll measure the width of the door at the same time. Okay, so the width is 26 inches. Remember that for me. So I looked at the wiring on my cooling fans. They're not attached. They're just kind of stuffed in behind the wood. So I did take another quick look. I didn't see the stapler anywhere. And I checked the spare room. I have 2. I can show an example. That red milk crate. I got two milk crates up there. And they both have stuff from the basement in Wingham. So the stapler's not going to be in there. I don't know where it is. It's too hot in here to stress about it. So I got my new Gatorade. It was in the freezer longer than I thought it was. It's a slushy. Very, very cold. ice pulp. Which is good because it's not frozen, it's just got ice in it. But I'm not normally a fan of cold drinks. Cool drinks, like below room temperature, is nice. But cold drinks I'm not really a fan of. But I'm really hot right now in here. I have the door open. There's a really nice breeze today, but that's the only opening in this shed. I need a window on the side though to get some cross flow. Okay, so I have to cut 2 pieces across to make the total width 26 inches, and then I gotta put some corner braces on. Take it upstairs and see if it fits. I gotta turn that off. Oh jeez. I don't know what I'm missing. But I don't know if you heard that. That was the Wingham Fire Department. Looking for the county to bring road closed signs out on the highway. That's different than the Great County call, so they must be at a crash too. It's like, oh, for Pete's sake. So I don't know what's going on. I'm missing it. You know what? I'm going to give up on this for now. Because I have another idea. I gotta get my computer working. This upsets me more than anything else. I'm missing fire calls. So I had an idea. If the new battery doesn't fix the problem, maybe it's the power supply. So my last computer still pretty much worked. I don't remember what the issue was. I don't remember what the issue was now. But it still worked. And the new computer, if that little battery doesn't fix the problem, then maybe it's the power supply. So I'm going to take the power supply out of my old computer, which I know still works. It's different because, like I say, the computer I have now is a compact computer. It's really small. It won't fit inside. But if I can sit it beside it and just run all the plugs in, let's see if that works. I knew this was going to happen. I have no idea what's going on. No idea. Because I couldn't hear the beginning of the call. I think the only reason I'm hearing them now is because they're closer to Gory. Indoor, oh, my antenna. Outdoor antenna and my indoor scanner would pick it up no problem, but my little short stubby antenna on the scanner here not doing too well inside this metal enclosure. So I'm going to give up on that, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to see if I get that computer working. I'm not going to trust it. I'm going to keep the one coming that I bought today. It hasn't been shipped yet. I can cancel it any time, but it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So if I get it working, then all of a sudden tomorrow it stops again, I'm going to be angry. So I'll keep it coming. And I'll use this one just until it decides it doesn't want to work anymore. Oh. I can't tell you how it affects me if I mess up a air call. It's like missing the birth of one of my kids. I don't know what that's like, but I'm guessing. Okay, I just got the Monsters Christmas stuff in there. I thought maybe I'd get lucky in the stapler would be in there. That's okay. I don't need it today. I'm done with all this out here. I gotta go in and get that computer working. Wow, all that ice is melted already. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Maybe. It's supposed to be 33 again tomorrow. So maybe I'll come out again tomorrow. I won't be as anxious to get things upstairs going. I don't know. I just don't know. But that's all I got for now.